Hello everyone, welcome back to the Homeopathic Podcast. So today's our guest is Dr. Raksha ma'am. She doesn't need a introduction. ये बात मैंने क्यों बोली, आप जब जानेंगे सेशन तो आप खुद ही उस चीज को समझ जाएंगे. एंड बेसिकली आज हम जो कवर करने वाले हैं वो हम होम्योपैथी एंड विमेन को कवर करेंगे. सो without wasting a time, ma'am, we welcome you all. And ma'am, we welcome you too on our show. So, ma'am, how are you?
Gratitude, Dr. Sanya, and thanks a ton for inviting me to this session on uh, womanhood and homeopathy. So, without much ado, we start the session with the
Yeah, sure,
blessings
ma'am.
of the Almighty Lord and our Master, Dr. Samuel Henneman, sir. Herewith we begin. And thanks
Yeah,
to all the delegates who are joining in. So, it is like the Creator, the Almighty Lord, and along with it, His creation. So, when it comes to womanhood, the mother, okay? So, God couldn't be everywhere. So, it said that He gave mother. And it
yeah,
is a wonderful, pious bond between the mother and her munchkins, okay? So, it's like
yeah,
we say Mother Earth as well. So, Mother Earth, one who gives, the attitude of giving away, that graciousness, that oodles of generosity that is seen in a mother, the
wow,
avalanche of affection to quickly mend anything that goes wrong. Okay, and heartwarming relationship, such pious and such sanctity of the relationship is maintained by the mother. Okay, so it is
yeah,
when the male and the female gametes they meet and a zygote is formed and it is implanted in the uterus. So this uterus is called as the seat of creation. It is the creativity, the one which gives life, the one which
yeah,
gives birth. Okay, so in accordance and in this way, when we are already aware of the story of Krishna and Subhadra and the Abhimanyu in the womb, the state of the mother during the pregnancy holds prime importance because it affects the psyche of the fetus inside.
yeah,
So, the story, the Kurukshetra Chakravyu, was told by
yeah,
Krishna to Subhadra, and Abhimanyu was listening to it. That is the great impact on the psyche
yeah,
of the fetus. But in between, Subhadraji felt asleep, so he couldn't hear it completely. So
yeah,
we are all aware of Garbha Sanskar. Okay, so even Amitabh ji has mentioned in his CD. There is a CD, Garbha Sanskar. Do watch it. All the delegates and you do watch that. He has mentioned it very nicely in the CD, and the subject is clearly depicted, elucidated very meticulously by him. Okay, so we are with discussing the stages in the life of the woman. So it's the infancy, childhood, then the adolescent state, the puberty, and entering into a relationship, the bond of marriage. Then coming further, it is the climacteric age, okay, pregnancy, motherhood, the climacteric age, the geriatric age, the various life stages, and the concoctions of emotions which the female has got to undergo at each and every stage. Okay, so keeping in mind these stages and in accordance with it, the relevant cases I shall be discussing. Okay,
yeah,
so once the kid is inside the womb, okay, and the delivery has taken place. The first very bond is attached to is the mother,
mother.
the
True that.
full bond. And once the mother holds him or her across the breastfeeding is done, there is a connection, a bond formed. But it so happens that the mother is juggling between her career, the work front, and the house front as well. So much attention is not being given to the kid. The kid is kept with a nanny, and the nanny takes care of. Immediately, the weaning part, the breastfeeding, is turned into bottle feeding as well. So, the connection, the bond, the lack of attachment leading to a lac humanum persona. Lac
Oh,
humanum, a remedy prepared from the milk of mother.
mother.
So, when the first milk, as I said, the colostrum, we are well aware of the IgG antibodies crossing through the placenta, then to the breast milk, isn't it? So
Yeah.
it so happens that since there is deficiency of this bond, so a lac humanum persona is formed. So moving
Yeah.
further, then supposing if there is a kid in the house, okay, be it a male or female, and a newborn baby is born, if you open synthesis repertory, there is a rubric jealousy when newborn is born. Okay, so jealousy
Yeah.
between siblings, that is the sibling rivalry. We have got two remedies in it, hyoscyamus and ignatia.
Yeah.
This can be applied in the adult stage when the elder sister-in-law is there and the newly married another wife, the daughter-in-law has entered, and the sister-in-law feels jealous about her because more attention is given to the newly wedded. Okay, so this
Yeah.
way the practical implementation. Now,
Wow.
the highest, as we are all aware, that it is the betrayal stage. Okay, so it is the trust versus the mistrust stage of Erickson's psychology. Erickson has given 8 stages. Okay, so now how do we implement this stage? In childhood, Mama says that we will be going to have an ice cream. In turn, the kid is taken to the doctor to get injections. So here the seed of mistrust is sown. So that stage from the childhood, when not resolved, it comes to the adult stage, and even in the adult stage, he is not able to trust anyone, leading to delusion betrayal. So it is
Yeah.
not resolved. That impact, that great impact is on the psyche. So it depends upon the upbringing, the socio-economic status, the IPR, the interpersonal relationship, all come into play when a child rearing. It is actually an art of parenting. Many people see it as a burdensome part, but it's
Yeah.
actually an art. एक कला है.
Kala.
पेरेंटिंग भी एक
Truth.
कला है जो अपने बच्चे को कैसे कैसे it's fine.
Huh,
Am I
now it's
audible?
fine, mom. Yeah.
Okay. So, so it's the values that one inculcate and the upbringing, the rearing that is throughout the life which matters into making a very nice person, a good human being. And as we said, humans, okay. So is it all clear up till now? Shall I proceed further? Is it fine?
Yeah, it's completely fine, mom.
Okay. So all clear. In case you all have doubt, ask me to pause. I will revert back. with your queries.
Sure.
Okay, so it is with all concoctions of emotions, and along with it, it so happens that the woman wants to be an alpha woman as well, with domination from the parents as well at times. ये करना है, ये नहीं करना है, or no, N
Yeah.
O, a big no. The EEG, that the alpha, the positive, there was smooth defletion, and whenever a negative bombardment, the impact was such, the beta wave, there was great depletion in the electrode. The graph showed great depletion. So one can imagine that one negative impact has such grave impact, the depletion, and it is said we need positive souls. The world need more of positivity.
Yeah.
So moving a step further, there was the now the kid has entered into the school. The nurturing, the bond, the caring, the attachment. Now it is the stage of autonomy versus self-doubt. Autonomy to do oneself, particular
Yeah.
thing. So there was a case here where the girl was in school. Father had said that you have to stand first in each and every class. Such was the domination. Elements from domination, harsh upbringing of the parents. That's there in synthesis repertory. So he would go to the father and say, Papa, Papa, I stood first. मुझे फर्स्ट रैंक आया, अव्वल नंबर आया है. एंड पापा वाज
Hmm.
लाइक, ओके, नेक्स्ट ईयर भी आपको अव्वल नंबर ही लाना है. No emotions.
Yeah.
Like we have seen the movie
Yeah.
Munna by MBBS.
Yeah.
Okay, the professor has got no emotions. Okay, fine. And each time the admission is given to the one who is ranking high.
Yeah.
But
True
the
that.
curiosity, the inquisitiveness, and what will we learn? Like today for the session, womanhood and homeopathy. That curiosity, that inquisitiveness was that what would we discuss in that particular subject, matter, that topic, isn't it? So that curiosity, that inquisitiveness is lost. And this girl was actually very much into the sadness, into depression, that in spite of me putting in so much effort, dad is not appreciating me. And but
Yeah.
this is the case of carcinosin. They are into pleasing desire to please. Okay. So
Yeah.
you're like, I'll put in the effort and I will please my dad. I will get first rank each time in the class. I'll put in that much effort. Okay. But what about her creativity? Okay. So we are well aware of when it is a right-handed person. Okay. The right side is your creative part, and the left side is your logical part. The creativity here is scrub, and उनके अंदर की जो पैशन, जो क्रिएटिविटी को दबाया गया है. Okay,
Mm.
we will come across another case wherein here, in case of a female, okay, and when it is the climactic age, the beyond that there was a case wherein the female had got married. Okay, so when
Yeah.
she got married, there was sheer domestic violence, and it was that the husband had an extramarital affair. The father-in-law came to know about it, and the girl's father also was aware. But in spite of that, the father-in-law said that you all are making allegations against my son. He wrote a letter to the father with harsh words that how dare you allegate my son. And because of that, the patient girl's father, he suffered from massive heart attack, myocardial infarct, and along with that bypass surgery was done. In turn, he went into coma. and there was tremendous pressure on this girl to get married. She did jap, lots of prayers. Father came out of coma, but the pressure of getting married, मेरे जीते जी शादी कर लो, तो मैं तुम्हारी शादी देख पाऊँ या ना देख पाऊँ, मैं जीते जी आप शादी कर लो. So she got married, but she didn't wake up before her mother-in-law woke up. On the first day of marriage, husband hit her, understand the gravity of this case, and sent her back to the mother's place. There was conflict along with reconciliation. The girl went back to the house again, the in-laws' place, and the husband was suffering from bipolar disease. So mood swings. कभी अच्छा रहते थे, कभी अच्छा नहीं रहते थे उनके साथ. So with these thoughts, and she didn't undergo proper investigation. The tests were not done. No proper visit to the doctor. There was miscarriage. That first miscarriage hurt. She felt guilty about it. Then during those days when it was good, nice, the golden moment with her husband, she again conceived. And this time too, it was mood swings. The husband's salary was less. She had to take tuitions as well to run the house. And during the 7 months, she ran away, went to father's place because at times it was getting so much was the hot feel which she had that what do I do now? There is no way out and I must commit suicide. In the meantime, she delivered and she did not muster the courage to commit suicide. She delivered and she gave birth to a baby girl. And with that also there were various emotions and she was thinking that what I commit suicide. But seeing the daughter's face, she did not. And still she says, just understand, as I said earlier, oodles of generosity. So this
Yeah.
female is like, but still my husband is also suffering. So I cannot leave him. In spite of she suffering so much, is saying I cannot leave him. तो मैं करूँ तो मैं क्या करूँ?
क्या कर
मैं उन्हें छोड़ नहीं सकती हूँ. वो खुद भी तो बीमार है. So there is a rubric in complete repertory. Abuse aggravates. Cannot give up on a relationship. We have got two remedies, Stephithagria and Baraita Pab. But the Stephithagria intellect is limited one. When it comes to Stephithagria, this female was an MA in history literature, a gold medalist. So Baraita Kab is ruled out and Stephithagria was given to this female. What was it that was stopping her from taking the step to part? So it is from the Renanculaceae family and a dignified persona is Staphysagria. So Staphysagria will not stoop down to that level wherein her dignity is at a stake. So getting
Yeah.
so this is it. When they are into the climate, the stage wherein from the puberty until the climatic stage, we would be further learning different cases. Okay, the geriatric stage also will be covered. So now when they are entering into a relationship, say a girl, she had a boyfriend, everything was provided, but still she wanted to have another one because that guy was damn handsome and she entered in a relationship with the other guy. Okay, but still
Yeah.
after entering, she felt, oh, how silly I could be. The other one was good. He was providing with all the amenities, all the facilities, and still she went and fell in love with the other guy. So even when you see that natural mood, this is a natural mood case, okay? They fall in love with a coachman. Coachman is the one who rides the horse, the carriage. Okay, so falls in love with the wrong person, with a married man. Now, why a married man? Because they can understand the emotions, and the Natramur personality feels that they fear being hurt. I will not hurt somebody, and the other person must also not hurt me. This is the basic funda. And there is a rubric, delusion net, खुद की बिछाई हुई जाल में ही फंसी. When the other boyfriend was providing you with everything, what was the need to go there? But no. And this is a stage of irresolution. Okay, so irresolution means I cannot decide between the two. I've purchased red dress, I've purchased brown dress, but now the final conclusion, I don't know which dress to use. क्या करे क्या ना करे ये कैसी मुश्किल है. The song of Amir Khan and Rani Mukherjee best describes this stage. Irresolution. Okay, so it is dwindling between two emotions. Okay, so this girl was giving matrimony and she was doing well after matrimony. She was not getting her period. She in fact got her period as well. And then she understood how silly I could be. We have another case wherein the female, this is, I am giving you the cases as per the stages, okay, of the women, so
Yeah.
that it will be very easy to comprehend. Right? This
Ma'am,
female,
sorry to interrupt. Just somebody has sended us. Like, can we combine the languages a bit more Hindi too?
okay, so it's like in case when I'm
Oh,
sharing, there's any doubt,
yeah.
either they can type in the chat box or they can ask me. I will revert back. Up till now,
Okay. Oh,
any query? Was it all clear?
yeah. It was all clear. The only query was to ask the guest to just use the Hindi too. So over to you, ma'am.
Okay. So we continue with this case. That
Yeah.
is this lady. This lady, after she getting married, like she got all the importance in the in-laws. But when years passed by and the guest arrived, the mother-in-law would say, I would tackle with the guest. But this patient felt that I am not being informed of the arrival of the guest. So what is my existence? मेरा अस्तित्व उस घर में क्या है? यहाँ तक कि मेड भी कहते हैं कि माँ जी को पूछ के हम सब करेंगे. That was the respect maid gave. But this is the perception. This is like चश्मा. उसके जितना नजरिया न रखते हुए think beyond, out of the box. Okay, but this female, she felt that मुझे कोई importance नहीं देते. The mother-in-law, in fact, would even call the son, the patient's husband, that are you all coming for dinner or you all will have dinner outside? Then the patient would feel, मुझे तो call नहीं करते. So you and husband are one. In fact, if the husband is called, you are along with him. So the mother-in-law is concerned about both. That is the reason why mother-in-law is saying, will you have dinner at home or outside? But the patient feels, मेरा अस्तित्व, my existence, मैं यहाँ कौन हूँ, मुझे क्यों नहीं बताया जाता है जब कोई मेहमान आते हैं. तो it is third row, column 1, Natramur case again. This is the thematic. At times we take the rubric, and when we have the whole description, then it is a thematic presentation and in correlation with the periodic table. At times, even in multiple groups, I have seen n number of rubrics are taken. It should be the qualitative analysis rather than the quantitative analysis. Whenever we buy a product, we say quality अच्छी चाहिए. So here too, it is quality which matters instead of n number of rubric. And when we take a rubric, उसके पीछे का भावार्थ समझना है, the feelings behind what the patient says, because only 7% importance weightage is given to the verbal communication. But still, we feel उसने मुझे कहा मुझे बुरा लगा. It is the tone, the pitch that matters. The 38% the body language, 55 is the tone, only 7%. So, but we give importance to the wording, patient's version, converting it into rubric. The feel behind, के पीछे का भावार्थ. The tip of the iceberg, known to all. The submerged portion is still left. We are well aware of the Titanic movie as well, isn't it? The tip of the
Yeah.
iceberg was only seen. But the massive submerged portion of the ice, that was not
Yeah.
seen. Tip of the iceberg is the suffering which we see. The
Yeah.
submerged portion is the suffering not seen.
Doesn't. Yeah.
There comes the part where you understand the feeling. Okay? So
Yeah.
in the movie, Munna Bhai, the professor says the डॉक्टर वॉज हर डॉटर नो. जब मेरी बेटी का ऑपरेशन करना पड़ता है तो हाथ थर थर कांपता है. इमोशंस इन्वॉल्व है, the sentiments are involved. Okay, so that holds prime importance.
Yeah.
Then moving further, we have another case. This was the case of calcareal spur. Okay, and his lady had right-sided calcareal spur. It was such, he herself went to the technician and said, यहाँ पे दर्द होता है, जलन होता है, तो technician remove the X-ray and he came. Can something be done about it? It is paining. And when after rising from the bed, I put my feet on the ground. That is the first step I take. It pains a lot. It burns. Can something be done? So I told her, what do you feel? आपको इस बीमारी को लेके क्या लगता है? And taking into consideration the IPR, उनके घर का वातावरण, because that also have a great impact on the psyche. So that was asked. She said, the daughter-in-law doesn't get up early. I manage everything in the house. I only want harmony. झगड़ा नहीं पसंद है मुझे. और जो है मैं खुद भी कुछ नहीं कहती हूँ अपने डॉटर इन लॉ से. मतलब आप बोलते क्यों नहीं, उनको कहिए जल्दी उठने के लिए, वो भी आपको हेल्प कर दिया करेंगे. नहीं मैं नहीं बोलती, जो है मुझे हारमोनी अच्छी लगती है. आई लव प्लांटेशन. मैं नेचर प्लांटेशन उसमें लगी रहती हूँ, मेरा टाइम भी बहुत अच्छा जाता है और मैं किसी से बहस में नहीं पड़ती. तो she even mentioned that I am fond of a song. जिंदगी हर कदम एक नई जंग है. This is a favorite song. As when
Mm.
taking the case, I asked her what is her liking, what is her disliking. She said this is a favorite song. So this is high spiritedness. She likes that song. The high spirit. जिंदगी हर कदम एक नई जंग है. And this is nature lover. Harmony desires for. So when a person is in harmony, desires for, it is like a harmonium. The instruments, the string, and the keys go in accordance, in tandem. So when one string or one key of the instrument is missed, it is like the entire music gets disturbed. So when one is in harmony, to maintain the harmony, yourself also have to be in harmony. झगड़ा खुद
Yeah.
को नहीं करना है, तब जाके जो है कॉन्फ्लिक्ट को रिजॉल्व करें. So carcinosin was given to this female. And do you expect she must have done X-ray again? No. That is the high spiritedness. I will manage now. जिंदा दिल. इतना
Yes.
सब हो जाने के बाद भी nobody to help. Okay, the life existence miserable, despair of life is the struggle, existence miserable, incipient. Life is a struggle, carcinosis. They love plantation because the best thing is to go towards nature. You feel that oneness, that connection with the Lord, the source, the creator. Okay. Then another case is of that of a lady, a Muslim lady, and her husband was a डिजाइनर इन दुबई, कारीगर जिसे कहते हैं. तो वो दुबई में थे. once a month और 3 months he used to visit here. और पैसे कभी देंगे कभी नहीं देंगे, तो घर कैसे चलाने का. she would take tuition and he had an extramarital affair. How did this female come to know? Through the mobile chat, through the videos, through the pic which the daughter saw, and daughter showed it to her. There were two cousins. One of her cousins was staying along with the husband in Dubai. So the cousin said वो रूम में नहीं रहते, हम लोग साथ में ही होते हैं लेकिन वो रूम में नहीं रहते हैं. He is having an affair with that girl and it was confirmed. Now still this female had to stay in childhood. She studied till 8th standard. I said why didn't you study further? आप आगे क्यों नहीं पढ़े? अम्मी ने मना. भाइयों की भी स्टडीज वगैरह चल रही थी और मेरी जल्दी से शादी भी कर दी थी. मम्मी की ही फ्रेंड का भाई था ये, तो हमारी शादी हो गई. और मैं बहुत चाहती, आई वॉज लाइक आई जस्ट वॉन्ट टू एंड दिस रिलेशनशिप और डू समथिंग अबाउट इट, बट शी कुडंट. सो मच वॉज द डोमिनेंस. तो एक्शंस कॉन्ट्राडिक्टरी टू इंटेंशन. हर विल, इच्छा ये कहती है कि मुझे जो है नहीं करना, यहाँ नहीं रहना, बट उन्हें रहना पड़ रहा है बिकॉज ऑफ द constant domination. Okay, so she feels delusion graveyard. There is a rubric. So what is graveyard? Yes, whenever we see dead bodies around, nobody to listen to me, सब मरे हुए, यहाँ पे कोई मेरा सुनता नहीं. So this is the thing. And the husband, whenever would come here, would demand physical intimacy with her. इच्छा के विपरीत, इच्छा ना होते हुए she would give in. If not, the husband will go to the other female. So action contradictory to intention. And life despair, existence miserable. So this is it. There is a dragging down sensation, the bearing down sensation as written in Bogart's synopsis, and bearing down to such a level of procedentia, the prolapse of the uterus. The entire uterus comes out. Multiple abortions. Okay, so this is the state. So now you understand the different phases, the
Yeah.
emotions, the hurdles, the obstacles the female has to go with them: competitiveness, jealousiness, rage. Okay, and yes, they have conquered as well. Like we had Kalpana Chawla, the astronaut, who she couldn't complete her mission, but at least that passion to do something. Okay, so equality. So this is the crux. Then we have seen multiple various cases like that of the carcinosin case, Taphysagria case, the natrium mute case. Okay, so natrium mute and ignatia now differentiation. That is the common thing which is usually asked by be it a budding homeopath or a senior practitioner as well, at the difference between the natrium and ignatia. So they are there in silent grief, disappointment in love, and the idealism, the romanticism. मुझे ये ऐसे टाइप का ही आइडियल लाइफ पार्टनर चाहिए. Okay, but when they don't get it, then they are into brooding state of natrium. The consolation aggravates to a natrium personality. Okay, and it is when there is bereavement and disappointment in love, which is acute. अभी ताजा है, 20 साल पहले भी डेथ हुई है, लेकिन ऐसा लगेगा कि 2 दिन पहले ही हुई है, then it is ignatia. And when it is chronic, and जब पूछने पे वो जख्म घाव दे रहा है, तब उन्हें तकलीफ होती है on being questioned, then it is natrium, that is a chronic. They go into the brooding state, अकेले में रोएंगे एक कमरे में जाके. Okay, so this is the main basic difference. The acute is ignatia, chronic is natrium. At times we have seen in cases like that of sensitive to touch. Okay, we have got arnica. And even in synthesis repertory, it is the mental touch. So how do we understand this mental touch in a patient? Sensitive to touch, physically we understand that the tactile sensation and they get problem. It hurts. So when it comes to rape cases, वो हादसा फिर से मत दोहरा और मुझे उसके बारे में मत पूछ. It hurts. That is the mental touch of arnica. Okay. So is it clear till here?
Yeah.
All fine. So the rape cases, the mental touch, the acute and chronic phase of silent grief of ignatia and natrium. Okay. Then we have another case. Okay. Wherein this is a female. She was residing in UP Bihar, right? And she was in a joint family, the eldest daughter-in-law in the family, so the responsibility was there. Then the son, daughter-in-law, they came to Bombay. She came along with them. Okay? And she had marriage in her native. Being the elder daughter-in-law, she said, I have to go to the native place. Okay. And she was having this cervical spondylitis. I said, when you are in so much of pain, why? What was the need to? It will be managed. You can just go for a day and come. But she wanted to go 1 month, and it was like she was a teacher earlier, but later she left the job, focusing on her family. Injustice cannot support, and in the stage where she was like she had kids, she would not send them outside because there were goons in the lane. Okay, so बुरी संगत में अगर मेरे बच्चे भी कुसंगति का फल और बुरे संगत में वो भी बुरे बन जाएंगे, तो ये एक माँ की चिंता थी अपने बच्चों के लिए. तो the rubric again in synthesis repertory, fear climbing boys will be harmed. So we had a particular ad, I think it was from Complan, is ये है बढ़ता बच्चा, देखो कैसे बढ़ता जाए. So बढ़ता बच्चा, this is climbing boys. So the fear that they shouldn't be harmed. Okay, so causticum was given to this lady. Injustice cannot support में भी है ना caustic. So
Yeah.
causticum and specific rubric, fear climbing boys should not be harmed. Causticum was given to this lady and she improved drastically. So it is the reading in between the lines whenever a case, even with the books, and we have to correlate it with Stalwart's book. See, correlation with Stalwart's book with the family, like the Renanculaceae family. The Taphysagria is early childhood stage, then adolescent stage. So the dwindling of the emotion, kya kare, kya na kare. Okay, so the irresolution here of the natrium. So it is the entire thing which you have to consider. When you're picking up a rubric, you're clubbing that, you have to again correlate it with materia medica. After prescribing, that rubric shouldn't be there. Then the remedy is working. Because you have prescribed on the rubric, isn't it? So this is so it is so these are the crux of the cases. And the few points which are to be mentioned here with the state of the mother during pregnancy, juggling between work and career front, the hormonal imbalance during the first menses, okay? Then these all play a vital role. The teenage phase, the phase wherein we can easily pass the teenage phase where there is the balance of the hormones that has to be considered here with. And if this phase is passed clearly, then it is the best thing. Because of the hormonal imbalance, there are mood swings as well. Okay, so this Erikson psychology stage, that also there are 8 stages. It is a vast study. Okay, one must go through that and correlate it with the cases. There is a place in Bombay with the form of a semicircle, and it is known as the Queen's Necklace because the street lamps are arranged in that fashion. I had attended a program on infant Siddh program. It is by Rishi Prabhakarji. He is an aeronautical engineer based in US, but he came down again to India from ashram. So one kid asked him that, what is this? Instead of conditioning and saying direct answer to the kid, he said, "Aapko kya lagta? What do you think about it?" The kid said, "I feel it is birthday cake with candles lit on it." So never ever condition the kid, even during toilet training. Susu karo, chalo susu karo. Okay, so this is conditioning the kid. Okay, and that in turn lead to nocturnal enuresis. At times, it so happens that the kid will feel so much of fear, will not able to vent out his emotions as well. We had a case by a well-known doctor, Dr. L.M. Khan from Calcutta. I am a student, and it is a bliss to be a student of such a great mentor, Dr. L.M. Khan. He had a case wherein this small girl was going to school and she did some mischief. Now the professor had scolded her, ailments from reprimand. Okay, and she was then saying that I won't be attending the school. In spite of asking her, in spite of asking the parents, they still couldn't say what was the basic reason. So, exploring the subconscious mind, the dreams were explored. So, when the dreams were explored, the girl said that I can see a gorilla with round specks. Okay, and the gorilla is threatening me. Okay, So in correlation was asked that is there anyone in the school who is threatening you? Then she could recollect, yes, there is a professor wearing that round specs, and I had done some mischief, yet threatened me. So this girl was given aconite, okay? Because जो है उनके subconscious mind, the dreams are the reflection of conscious mind. Those repressed thoughts which cannot be done at the conscious level are expressed in the subconscious level as dreams. So this is it. So whichever area you can explore, that area you can use. Repertory is a tool. It is like a weapon. The army man is given training to use that tool. How to use it, that the army man needs to know. Which
Yeah,
repertory
true that.
for which case, which the theme, then the family chart. Okay. So it was like from symptom to system, the mineral, animal, then plant kingdom, plant sensitivity. उन्होंने मुझे ऐसा बोला, मुझे बुरा लगा. Animal, the survival issue. One animal pounce on the other, the prey and the predator. Okay, तो इसमें उन्होंने गुस्सा किया, मुझे तो ऐसा लगता है मुझे खाने को दौड़ते. The mineral, the electronic configuration, where the electron is missing and forming a covalent band between the other electrons, the other elements, so as to complete the octet. That is the lacking. मैं उनके बिना कैसे जीऊंगी? So the combination of everything, the periodic table, the Yaki's chart of plants, okay, and then the materia medica, the stalwart studies, the repertory all comes into play. And when you are taking up a case, after that, the study is the retrospective study. Okay, so then we can be damn sure of our
Yeah,
prescription to each and every level.
yeah,
Even when the medicine is prescribed, the counter check is through the retrospective study. Okay,
yeah,
so the abuse aggravates and relationship does not give up. So are you there? There is a connectivity issue, it seems. So whenever we are considering the rubric part, then the qualitative analysis will always matter. At times, we consider only a part of the case, not the entire case. Then it misguides and we cannot reach to the exact similarities. So to reach to the core, the entire aspect has to be considered, keeping in view the read in between the lines aspect.
yeah.
Okay. So there is one more case. There, this female, she was a French teacher. Okay. Before her marriage, she had completed her French studies. But after marriage, she couldn't take. She wanted to. The husband said, "What's the need?" But still, she was so very damn adamant and said, "I will complete it." And she did. Husband was a businessman. Mother-in-law was staying here as well as would go to UK to the other friend, other son's place at times. Daughter was in 10th, busy with her studies. This female would feel nobody to talk to, the delusion, forsaken feel, the neglected feel. Okay? So मुझे कोई पूछने वाला नहीं है. Again delusion graveyard. सब मरे हुए हैं यहाँ. And whenever the husband would demand physical intimacy, she would give in. What if husband goes up to some other woman? So she gives in, and with this, Sipia was given to this female. Abandonment is done by someone. They say in case of old age home, the kids abandon their parents, but the feel what the old parents feel is the forsaken feel. Okay, so if you see the repertory in synthesis, it's added by Dr. Kent, and he has mentioned abandoned, see forsaken. Okay, so when you see forsaken, CPR is there. Now, when to take neglected, two people are talking. This Sita and Gita. Priya enters. Priya say hi, hello, but they don't revert back. Priya feels neglected. So whenever considering a rubric, see first the dictionary movement and consider it in your local language as well, and then write a para on the rubric and the remedies included in it. This is the best way to study. Okay, in correlation with your materia medica. Materia medica is the ultimate source of authority. This is the ultimate source of authority. Okay, so repertory say materia medica learning, wherein all the rubrics you consider and you club and find the missing link. And another way is from materia medica to repertory. We are aware of the description, but repertory is an index. So it is a tool. So the logical, judicious, rational prescribing. How to use the repertory, that is important.
Yeah.
Every patient coming to you does not require a medicine. At times, it so happens that if you read the aphorism number 32, okay, of the organ on text written by a master, translated by William Borick sir, medicine works unconditionally. Okay, so
Yeah.
बच्चा हो या a geriatric person, the medicine सबको लागू पड़ेगा. But when it comes to disease, if the immune system is good, the resistance power is good, not everybody suffers from cox tuberculosis. So medicine, as I said, is rational, judicious prescribing. Now we have another case at the geriatric level, the old age. The old lady grandma, was taking care of the kid, and the baby died in her arm. She was so much shocked that she got loss of memory, and the daughter-in-law accused her, because of you the baby died. Can't you understand? So Coculus was given. If you actually want to understand homeopathic related remedies, the emotions, the feelings so well depicted in old movies. You must have definitely seen the movie Border. The song Sandeshe Aate Hai. When you see that Rakhi's son was asked to go to border, okay, and the emotions which Rakhi carried when the son was about to go, that is popular. When during the first night, they were called, okay, then after that marriage, immediately he was called on border, and the wife, that emotion, the worry, the anxiety, care, worry is full of popular, okay, and this is the state of popular. We have got two remedies: anxiety, care, worry
Yeah.
is full of. vanilla and popular. But vanilla is aesthetic beauty. Vanilla is from Orchidaceae family. Orchids. Orchid decoration के लिए यूज करते हैं. तो
Yeah.
घर को सजाना, सजावट. That is what a vanilla lady is. And there is a rubric, delusion nothing could do. मेरे बच्चे मेरी नहीं सुनते, so I could do nothing about it. Delusion nothing could do. There is a generation gap between it. We have Kalikar, conformist, dogmatic, dictatorial, परंपरा रीति रिवाज फॉलो करना है मतलब करना. The next generation might like it or might not like. Okay, they might not like it. फिर भी करना है. This is Kalikar lady. The monotonous routinism. Okay, और में जो है इडली डोसा सांबर will be everyday breakfast. अम्मम और राइस will be सुरती कोलम राइस सदियों से आया है घर में, वही आता चला है. We'll go to that same hotel every time, to the same restaurant every time. This is Kalikar lady. So you understand
Mm.
so many different versions of the lady
Yeah.
with different stages, the life cycle. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is it. So it is the भावना, जो फीलिंग्स जो आप परख पाएंगे, जो समझ पाएंगे, उसके बेसिस पे प्रिस्क्रिप्शन होगा. Else it will be partial remedy. Partial remedy will work, but there would be relapse. Every now and then there will be relapse. The juggling between the work and the career front, we have ammonium muras. कि मुझे सबको संभालना, सब रिश्तों को
Mm.
संभालना, रिलेशनशिप को संभालना. Okay, so up till here it is clear.
Yeah.
Fine. Then it is like how a person handles दूसरे के इमोशंस को भी संभाल के रखना है, और जो है साथ में बॉन्ड को रखना है साथ. There is a rubric in CPR, joints. Joints are weak. तो joints एक दूसरे को जोड़ के रखते हैं. तो CPR को वैसा कि मैं घर परिवार मेरे रिलेशनशिप को मैं जोड़ के रखूं. We even have symphytum, a remedy, wherein in the house there is all cordial relationship, but suddenly, all of a sudden, due to some conflict, they have said you have to leave the house. Sudden blow. Symphytum is used in fractures. So the correlation, mental, physical. Okay. So this is it. The sudden blow, and they were asked to leave the house, to vacate. There was a case of brother of Dr. L.M. Khan SI, and that lady after marriage. Okay, she didn't like being in the in-laws place. But now, what is the reason? Okay, so before marriage, he was said that Babu, Gudiya, nickname was given to her. She was missing her house. Okay, then on probing further, okay, and the parents were also called upon, and further probing, it was said that we used to call her Babu, Gudiya. That patient missed this word Babu and Gudiya. So sir suggested to the husband, you to call her Babu and Gudiya. No doubt Ignatia was given, Ignatia will work, but these two words is missing in the life of your wife. She needs that. So when Babu Gudiya was called, she was told as nickname Babu and Gudiya. The husband also said the same. Ignatia was, they sign. This is the way they cry. Then the one polarity shade is that of the being in ideal romanticism, and the other shade being that of disconcerted. When you go to a concert, there is a harmonious play of the instrument. But if one string gone, it goes into this disconcertedness. That is the Ignatius state. One stage of it being that of Scipia, who is dancing to the rhythms, the tunes of the family. Idli dosa, whichever breakfast you want, I will provide you. But vigorous husband, demanding physical intimacy each day, Scipia lands into indifference, stays aloof. It is the femininity is gone because of that independence. And she joins the women liberation movement, even joins an NGO. What I have suffered, the next generation must not suffer. My kids must not suffer. This is the spirit. Natramuse, loyal in the relationship is one shade, and the other shade is falling in love with a coachman. So these are the polarity analysis. एक शेड से दूसरे शेड तक. Poles, the North Pole and the South Pole. The drastic change. Scipia was not Scipia day one. His circumstances led her to be a Scipia personality. Scipia, various multiple abortions. Do you think the prover must have risked their life? How do we come to know that Scipia is useful in abortion? The prover has not risked their life. Proving is not done up till the pathological level. Okay, it was the clinical experience. Patak sir is best at that. He has mentioned whatever he had seen in his clinic in his book. So damn sure about the sure shot prescribe. During our college days, we would say शबरी के मीठे बोल. राम भगवान को चक चक के वो बोलती है कि मेरे राम को मैं मीठे बोल दूं. So he was a clinician and he wanted to be damn sure of the recipient. So whatever results he got, that was mentioned in his book. Dr. Henneman says, experiment, verify the result. Their experiment is give the medicine. देख के तो देखिए and फिर जो है conclude कीजिए. Even in science we had no observation, conclusion. Okay? After observing, then we conclude. So once the medicine is prescribed, and then you're actually the second prescription is actually your first prescription in the sense after giving the medicines we will come to know whether it is working or not. And this emotions and feelings is the basic crux in homeopathy. The proving is done on human beings as well. No other system proves that. So the emotions during my internship time and after that, once I finished, okay, I joined my mentor's clinic. The first thing he said, this homeopathy deals with feelings and emotions of the patient, such as the dynamic. Okay, so
Yeah.
वो भावनाओं को पकड़. You have seen the movie Shah Rukh Khan. There is a song बाजीगर movie.
Yeah.
किताबें बहुत सी पढ़ी होंगी
But
तुम
तुमने
मगर कोई चेहरा भी क्या तुमने पढ़ा है. तो वेद बहुत पढ़ लिए अब वेदनाओं को पढ़. Vedana is the
true.
sensation, the feeling. So this is it. So getting the
Yeah.
and take a vow. to study one remedy from various Chalbot books to trace implementation, organon as well. Start from the preface of the particular subject and one Philip Bailey preface. Philip Bailey sir go to the crux of the patient, asking them, what is it that you want to change in your personality? So directly going to the connection of the patient. Patient comes to you for a change, for a transition, isn't it? So what is it that you want to change in your personality? You are in direct connection with the patient. आपको चाहिए क्या? आपकी इच्छा will क्या है? When there is, as we say, strong willpower, no? Strong will, the personality, wherein there is a strong will be healed much faster than the weaker wills. So, Philip Bailey directly asked, do read the preface. What is it that you want to change in your personality? And Bonnie Gleason sir even mentioned that there are golden grains imbibed in organon. And when a budding homeopath reads and an experienced reads, it is the wisdom. It is the wisdom through which you understand and comprehend the subject. So these are the golden grains, cannot be missed out. When asked a student, Bonnie Gleason sir even adds this, many don't even possess the book. So, so and the correlation, as I said, organons, materia, and repertory all go hand.
Hmm.
So it is the cycle of organon, materia medica, repertory, the class implementation. So that was the reason why various cases are shared today, so that we understand the clinical implementation as well in various cases. Okay. Uh, Pulsatilla personality. Let's study that. Mild, yielding, gentle, but even manipulative. There is a rubric in complete repertory. Emotional blackmail says you don't love me. कितना भी प्यार करो कम है. Love absorbs. Pulsatilla and olive sac with the remedy. Okay. Love
Pulsatilla and
absorbs. Olive sac remedy. Olive sac is made from loban धूप. तो
okay,
लोबान धूप जो जलाते हैं ना इसमें तो love absorb. In olive sac there is yearning for love. Okay. So
okay,
do study that remedy. लोबान धूप जो जलाते हैं and pulsatilla then has got aversion to the opposite sex as well. And that's लगता है और मैनिपुलेटिव भी होते हैं. कितना भी प्यार करो कम. Love absorb.
come.
Okay. So pulsatilla उनको ऐसा floral print, colorful, toward nature, sensitivity. Okay. So they wear color print clothes. The female, they've got aversion to the sex, opposite sex. Okay. So this is the stages. Now, we even see Antim Crude, the love sick personality, जो है उनके पार्टनर चले गए हैं और उनके बाद उनको ऐसा लगता है कि अब क्या होगा. मतलब then writing rhymes, sentimental mood during moonlight. This is Antim Crude. Like देवदास, चंद्रमुखी है पारोमुखी, तुझ बिन है ये देवदास दुखी.
Hmm.
So this is stage of anti-improved. The movie Chandni, लगी आग सावन की फिर वो घड़ी, कोई काश दिल पे जरा हाथ रख दे, मेरे दिल के टुकड़ों को एक साथ रख दे. That is the stage of anti-improved. The nostalgic moment, cherishing the memories of the beloved, the bereavement, ignatia, disappointment in love. We have a remedy, Cygnus, made from swan. तो दो हंसों का जोड़ा बिछड़ गया. तो the bereavement. और फिर जो है पार्टनर के चले जाने के बाद में ये तकलीफ उनको कंप्लेन शुरू हो. इज अनदर रेमेडी, सिग्नेस बेबी. कितना भी कुछ हो जाएगा बड़ा से कैंसर है, मैं साथ दूंगी. दैट इज सिग्नेस बेबी. द
The remedy
थीम इज
is
सिग्नेस बेबी. तो
okay.
कितना भी कुछ हो जाएगा तो भी मैं साथ दूंगा या दूंगी. This is sickness baby. The theme being the same, the partner, but the various percussions, the various reactions a person shows. That calls prime importance. The anti-crude state, being in love sick. Now, anti-crude state in a kid, mobile addicted, मोबाइल से बहुत प्यार, उसके बिना रह नहीं सकते, addicted. When it is taken away, love sick, anti-crude. Then during Corona time, there was a case, a girl was with her grandma, mother, but father was out time and he was stuck up there. He couldn't meet her. The child developed fever. Then this is a case again of lovesick and anti-crude was given. तो इमोशंस कितना, भावनाएं कितनी इम्पोर्टेंस रखती है,
True that.
वो जो है दिखना है हर एक केस में. एज द केस अनफोल्ड, इट इज वेरी ब्यूटिफुल to समझना है. It so happens that a patient is, आप steroid add करते हैं क्या? Even the Natramur case, no, where I said the existence, mother-in-law मुझे नहीं पूछती है और जो है मेहमान आने पे इन्फॉर्म तक नहीं करती, she asked, steroid डालते हैं आप homeopathic. So if you investigate, and here in Bombay Haskins lab, steroid test was done and alkaloid is present. In case of plant, there is an alkaloid, OID, steroid OID. So steroid was alkaloid. It is not the steroid which is artificial added, it is the alkaloid of the plant, and hence it so happens that positive iodine. Because of the alkaloid present, see, to be it any plant, the alkaloid is constituent holds importance. We need to understand that as because the sphere of action of that alkaloid on the body and the same will be manifested. It is the psychodynamic, the psyche affected, reflected on the soma, the body.
Yeah.
So so whenever a patient is coming, we have to give them scientific as well to convince them. Then they will be convinced. Our medicines work through the PNEI axis, psycho, neuro, endocrino, immunological. When we give pills to the patient, we ask the patient to keep it below the tongue. The sublingual and the hypoglossal nerve वो जो है psyche को affect करे. And then it is the pituitary gland involvement, the endocrino, immunological, and well aware that the pituitary gland controls our basal metabolic rate. Body metabolism is controlled. So in turn, they say that immunity vaccinations to be given to the kids When the kid is on homeopathic treatment, it is covered the immunity and thus raise the resistance power to combat all infections, be it bacterial, viral. So it is the PNEI, psycho, neuro, endocrino, immunological axis. Homeopathy is slow acting, as is a myth. How do we explain to the patient? It so happens that when watering a plant, to go to the root level, the water will take time.
Yeah,
But the process has already started. You are
true
watering
that.
the plant. Weeks तक जो है वो पानी देने इतना टाइम नहीं लगता. When it comes to the root and already through the ointment, n number of separation is taking. So with the layer by layer to reach up to the root, it is that time. That doesn't mean that homeopathic medicine is slow because the water process, watering of the plant has already started, isn't it? So this way, again, the patient are then convinced. Another example I give is, say a municipality tanker is there, water tanker, but the houses, those residing nearby, will get the water connection first. Then comes the later who are staying far away. पानी का नल छोड़ दिया, वहां तक पानी पहुंचा है जो घर नजदीक है, दूर वाले घर को टाइम लगता है, और प्रोसेस चालू हो गया है, नल खुला छोड़ दिया, isn't it? So we usually take even the rubric delusion, no? Delusions neglected. That is the field. So usually it is said that delusion false perception. It is not false. It is true to the patient, no? So when we consider delusion, you must have seen the movie Tare Zameen Par. The song देखो देखो क्या ये पेड़ है, चादर ओढ़े या खड़ा कोई, बारिश आया आसमान में, छोड़ दिए हैं नल खुले कहीं. So one person says चादर ओढ़े या खड़ा कोई, and one person says it is पेड़. The person saying चादर ओढ़े या खड़ा कोई is not wrong. There is nothing like right and wrong. It is the perception that matters. He is not wrong. The other person is not wrong. बारिश आया and the other person is saying छोड़ दिए हैं नल खुले कहीं. तो हम जैसे देखे ये जहां, वैसा ही जैसी नजर अपनी, नजरिया, देखने का नजरिया है. Then he says खुल के सोचो. That is it. Think beyond, out of the box. This is the actual understanding of delusion. Delusion, it is a feeling. It is a sensation. Getting it?
Yeah.
So when we consider the delusion, this aspect has to be considered. Feeling. Many say that reality में है ना वो. Then why you are considering delusion? A particular situation is in reality. Say for example, like this olive sack. It has a rubric delusion in communication with God. So that is the morbidity. So we belong to a Krishna, Gujarati family. Okay, we believe in Krishna. But the morbid level, wherein the total faith and belief. Say, for example, there are 5 people in a family, but one is so very attached to Lord Krishna. The morbidity is seen, wherein delusion in communication with God. सबको ऐसा नहीं लगता है, बट उस बंदे, उस व्यक्ति को ऐसा लगता है. That is the delusion aspect. The feeling, मुझे ऐसा लगता है. So this is it. And many they say that मुझे ऐसा लगा, so I have given the remedy. But you have to then cite examples from the source book, cite the reference with the source book, and then present a case. Because you have understood, you have prescribed, but when it comes to the opposite person, then how are they to understand it? Okay, so whenever you are citing an example, the various Trollbot reference has to be given so that the opposite person also understands and comprehends that yes, this was the point which was picked up in the case. Okay? So every person coming will require a medicine is not so. Many are in this position state as well. Tackle like a script. The placebo effect is said, but this is to in turn help patients to cope up. The self-realization and the acceptance stage in a case matters. There is a conflict and controversy because of the perception. There is variation in the perception, the thinking that matters. We are in accordance with the environment. So the social, the economic strata also holds important. And when we have to be in the environment, we have to adjust and adapt to the environment for our survival. The Darwin's theory is survival for the fittest. Like in the polar region, polar bear is there. Polar bear is seen only in the North Pole. The coniferous trees with the slow gliding is seen in the North Pole. That is the base of adaptation, the survival. The igloos is seen in the North Pole. Okay. So accordingly, we at the equator level, the sun rays, we need not wear the clothes, the furry clothes every time. It's only during the winter season that we wear, isn't it? So this is the adaptation. This is for the survival, survival of the fittest.
Before
So
we
any
uh,
queries?
No, no. Before we proceed, I would, as our session is about to end within, we are about to wrap up our session within few minutes. I would like to say, if you are interested, if you are interested with interacting and learning with ma'am, so you all are free to DM. All the details will be sent it to you. So, and before we move further, we would like to thank each and everyone for your time, and a special thanks to Dr. Raksha ma'am for providing your valuable knowledge and time. And really, the way you teach us, the movie. अब जब भी हम movies देखेंगे, तो we will remember your face and we will remember the remedy. So thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing your valuable knowledge with us. And for sure, हम आपको दोबारा से परेशान करने वाले हैं. We would like to re-invite you. So thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing. And before we end up, ma'am, we had received one question. हमें कौन सी बुक एज अ बिगनर आप हमें एक बुक कौन सी बुक सजेस्ट करते हैं जो हम हर एक बिगनर को पढ़ना चाहिए? सो मैम.
So it is a very vast subject. Okay. So this due to time constraint, I have clubbed it and I have presented the cases. In case you need further interaction, you can kindly DM me. You can ask the delegate and I will get in touch with them. Okay. So because of the
Yeah.
time constraint and Erickson's theory, psychology itself is a vast topic. Okay. The pediatric aspect is a vast topic. One point I want to add is that the observation, okay, the observation part holds very importance in pediatric country because the child will be small, will not be able to elicit the symptoms. The mother, it is the anxious state of the mother. Okay, many mothers are anxious. मेरा बेटे का वजन नहीं बढ़ता है, कुछ टॉनिक लिख के दो ना.
हाँ जी.
but the child is playful, playing, and weight भी अच्छा बढ़ रहा है. But this is the mother's anxiety. Then you have to tackle this kid. So these are all vast topics, but I have clubbed it. In case you need further elaboration, you can anytime contact me. Thank you so much, and it was pleasure sharing my insights on the topic. Wonderful and womanhood, the stages in the life cycle of a woman in correlation with homeopathy. Hope I have given justice to the topic. I dedicate this to my lovely daughter Navya and to my mother who gave birth to me, and in turn I gave birth to Navya. Thank you so much. Wishing you all the very best future endeavors, dear. Thank you.
Thank, thank you so much, ma'am, and thank you
So
everyone for
hereby,
watching. Stay tuned with us for more such loving episodes.
so
And I repeat, if you are interested in interacting
have
with ma'am
been
and
an
want to learn more from
inspiration.
ma'am, you can DM. Thank you so much, ma'am.